Hello friends, I am Harun and it's your YouTube channel Harun Bajon. Today in this video I will discuss 30 very important MCQ questions from NEET syllabus. Okay. This is very important question and practice series for all the NEET aspirant and also other biology based competitive exam aspirants also. So don't be late. Let's go. The first question says, number one question says, which of the following is common to both avian and mammalian development? Primitive streak, trophoblast, holoblastic cleavage, and yolk plaque. That means the following characters, which one of the following characters are common in birds and mammals? Primitive streak, trophoblast, holoblast. The correct option is primitive streak. Primitive streak is formed. Primitive streak develops at a thickening of the epiblast. During gastrulation phase, the epiblast is formed, a layer of cell on the dorsal side of the embryonic disc. During the early stage of embryonic development, this thickening initiates the process of gastrulation, where the trilaminar layer, germ layer, ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm form. So, through which the primitive streak, the ecto, endo, and mesoderm is formed. This is primitive streak. Okay, this is primitive streak, and this is ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm layer. And from these three germ layer, all the organs, all the part of the body are formed. So, correct option is primitive streak. Question number 2. Fetal circulation differ from that of an adult because blood does not circulate through the gastrointestinal tract, kidney and lungs. Fetal liver is not developed. Fetus utilize CO2 and adult utilize O2. Heart is not functional. Now, in case of fetus, the lungs is not functional because the respiration is done through placenta of mother. So, blood does not circulate the gastrointestinal tract, kidney and lungs. Number 1 option is correct. Question number 3. Major ex situ conservation of biodiversity is being managed by. Major ex situ conservation of biodiversity is managed by National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, NBPGR, or also called National Gene Bank, or Central Arid Zone Research Institute, that located in Gujarat, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, that is present in Delhi, International Biological Program. No, the ex situ conservation of biodiversity being managed in our country, in India, is by National Bureau of Plant Genetic Resources, NBPGR. Number 4. Acid rain is caused by recent report of acid rain in some industrial cities are due to the effect of atmospheric pollution by excessive release of CO2 by burning of fuels like wood, charcoals, cutting of forest and increased animal population. Number 2. Excessive release of NO2 and CO2 in atmosphere by burning of fossil fuel. Excessive release of NH3 by industrial plants and coal gas. Excessive release of CO in atmosphere by incomplete combustion of coke, charcoal, other substance. The correct option is option number 2 because this NO2 combine with H2O and form HNO3 and HNO2. This sulfur dioxide combined with rainwater and form H2SO4. This sulfuric acid or this nitric acid is responsible for acid rain. So, correct option is excessive release of NO2 and SO2 in atmosphere by burning of fossil fuels. Question number 5. The population of an insect species show an explosive increase in number during rainy season, followed by its disappearance at the end of the session. What does this show? Here the question want to say, during the rainy season, the population of an insect increase. Suppose this is a rainy season. The insect size increase exponentially, that is log per exponentially. Then after rainy season, the number of population decrease. That is J-shaped curve or exponential, that represents J-shaped curve or exponential growth curve. S-shaped or sigmoid growth of this insect, not S-shaped. The food plants mature and die at the end of the rainy season. Its population growth curve is of J-type. The population of predator increases enormously. Here the correct option is its population growth curve is a J-type. Why? Because resources are limited during a particular period of time. Clear? Next question. Question number 6. What will happen to a well-growing herbaceous plant in the forest if it is planted outside the forest in a park? Suppose a plant जो फॉरेस्ट में बहुत अच्छे से ग्रो करता है, उसको अगर ट्रांसफर किया जाए किसमें, एक पार्क में, तो प्लांट का क्या होगा? It will grow normally. It will grow well because it is planted in the same locality. It may not survive because of change in its microclimate. It grows very well because the plant gets more sunlight. Here the correct option is option number 3. Plant may not be survive. Why? Because change microclimate. Microclimate, the environment around the trees in a forest, where the temperature, humidity, soil condition are different from that of park. So correct option is involved it may not be survive because of change in its microclimate. Question number 7. A flower is actinomorphic when it is divisible into two halves having equal number of sepals and petals. Similar halves by vertical division in any plane. Similar halves by vertical division in one plane only. Halves having similar part by transverse division. So here you can see, in case of actinomorphic flower, when the flower is cutting in transverse division, we get equal two halves in any plane. So correct option is option number 2. That is called radial symmetry also. But similar two halves by vertical division in only one plane in case of zygomorphic flower or bilateral symmetry. Which is found in peas plant and jasmine. The similar halves by vertical division in only one plane only. Okay, that is called bilateral symmetry or zygomorphic flower. Question number 8. Total number of meiotic division required for forming 100 zygote or 100 grains for wheat. So in case of wheat, 100 egg produce from 100 meiotic division and 100 sperm produced from 25 meiotic division, because during spermatogenesis one sperm mother cell produces 4 sperm, but one egg mother cell produces 4 egg, but only one is survival. So 104 produce 100 egg, produce 100 meiotic division, and 100 sperm 25 meiotic division. So total 125 meiotic division required to produce 100 grains. I think you can understand this question. Next question. Question number 9. Flowering in long day plants can be induced in short day condition. Suppose एक long day plant है जिसकी ग्रोथ जिसके फ्लावरिंग के लिए more than 12 आवर सनलाइट की जरूरत है. उसको अगर शॉर्ट डे प्लांट में भी फ्लावरिंग करना है जहाँ पे 12 आवर्स के नीचे जो प्लांट में फ्लावरिंग होता है, तो दिस प्लांट ऑल्सो फ्लावरिंग इन शॉर्ट डे प्लांट रिक्वायर जिब्बरेलिन. जिब्बरेलिन हार्मोन helps to flowering the long day plant in short day condition. Question number 10. Potometer works on the principle of, this is a potometer. Amount of water absorbed equal the amount of water transferred. Osmotic pressure, root pressure, potential difference between the tip of the tube and that of the plant. Actually, potometer used to determine the rate of transpiration through plant. So here, when that transpiration occurs through the leaf, they absorb the water from this tube, and this air bubble also move from here to in front of this. Okay, so the air bubble movement is determined how many waters are absorbed by these plant twigs and what amount of the water are evaporated or transpired. Okay, the amount of water absorbed equal the amount of water transpired. Suppose 10 ml of water transpire. It means 10 ml of water absorbed. Both are equal. Question number and option number 1. Question number 11. If the number of chromosomes in petal is 26, then pollen grain of cells has how many chromosomes? Petal is diploid cell. Petal means twin, that is 26. But pollen grain is haploid, that is 30. Option is 2. Question number 12. If the number of chromosomes in petal is 26, 13. Now question number 13. Monodelphous stamens can be observed in. Monodelphous stamen also observed in. Monodelphous means when the stamen are arranged in a single pair. That is called monodelphous. Diadelphous means two pairs. Polydelphous means many pair. So here the correct option is option number 4. That is cotton and asparagus. That means Malvaceae family. Malvaceae family represent monodelphous type of stamen. 14 number question. Biotic succession. Succession is caused by. Biotic succession means when the plantation occur in a barren or barren land. This is called succession. Succession, competition among species, occurrence of disease, changes in grazing habitat, adaptive ability to environment changes. Environment change के साथ ही जो adaptive ability होता है उसको कहते हैं biotic succession. Question number 15 says, which of the following trait is not characteristics of amphibian? Amphibian means The animals that living in both water and aquatic terrestrial habitat. Skin is moist and without scales. That is a characteristic features of amphibian. But here the question on not characteristics of the amphibian. Cloaca present, also present. Cloaca means when the fishes and childbirth occur by same pore. This is called cloaca. Cloaca present, dioecious external fertilization, oviparous and indirect development. It is also right, but amniotic egg present. It is only present in mammals. Only present in mammals. Blemishes or land animals. Land animal. Okay. So not correct option is 4. 60 number question says parazoa differs from eumetazoa in absence of digestive cavity, having intercellular digestion, presence of hemocoel and having blastocoel. Having blastocoel, hemocoel, having intercellular digestion, absence of digestive cavity. The hemocoel and blastocoel. Parazoa differs from absence of digestive cavity. Next question. When environmental conditions are non-limiting, when the environmental conditions are not limiting, that means the resources are unlimited. Resources are unlimited. When the resources are unlimited, maximum mortality and minimum mortality. Mortality means death rate. Mortality means death rate and natality means birth rate. So when environmental conditions are not limited, so mortality minimum, मतलब death rate minimum है but maximum rate of natality. Question number 18 says decomposition of detritus. Detritus means food chain start from dead organic material. Food chain start from dead organic material. This is called detritus food chain. The decomposition of detritus plays a significant role in humus formation. Humus formation in the soil. Which of the following is not the features of humus? Humus means the organic soil. Now the soil with different organic composition. Humus. Colloid nature, nutrient reservoir, easily decompose, dark colored. Here on to say with not the features. So easily decompose because humus are resistant against decomposure because the humus is produced after decomposition of organic material. Ninth question number 19. The characteristics associated with community. What is community? Density independent effect, age pyramid, age effect, and population size. age effect and population size. The age effect and ecotone are the characteristic features of community. Question number 20 says the given kind of population is decline, expanding, stable and extincting. That is stable type of population. Here the pre-reproductive phase, this reproductive phase and post-reproductive phase. Okay, that means the number of young people is higher and a number of old people is least. This is the stable pyramid or population pyramid from that represent the population curve in developed countries like USA, like China, etc. USA, France, Russia, etc. The developed country says this type of stable population where young age peoples are more than old age people. 21 number question says, which of the following trait is not characteristics of amphibians? Skin is moist and without scales, cloaca present, dioecious external fertilization, oviparous, indirect development, amniotic egg is present. The amniotic egg is present. It is only terrestrial animal. It is found only in terrestrial animal. The next question says, 22 number questions, thorax of cockroach has segment. Thorax of cockroach has 3 segments, protothorax, mesothorax and metathorax. 3. 23 number, mouth parts of cockroach, sponging type, biting and sucking types, biting and chewing types, piercing types. Because mouth of cockroach had several parts, that suppose labium, labrum, paraglossa, maxillary pulp, all upper lip, lower lip, tongue, all are present in mouth part. So they are biting and chewing type. 24 number questions, sperms undergoing maturation are stored till ejaculation in epididymis, ampulla, ray testis, seminiferous tubule. After this is the testis and this is seminiferous tubule. From seminiferous tubule, the sperm are produced. After production, they stored in the ray testis, then epididymis for further maturation. Answer is 1. 25 number question says, onset of menstruation is due to fall in level of progesterone, increase in estrogen level, increase in follicular stimulating hormone level, decrease in oxytocin level. So when menstruation cycle occur, the progesterone level is completely, progesterone and estrogen both level are fall. 26 number question is, in human embryology, the first cleavage. Here this is a cleavage. Cleavage is when suppose this is zygote. The first cleavage in human when occur, their number of cell inside the parent cell is increase, but the cell is not, overall cell remains same. So that is equal and holoblastic and indeterminate cleavage and indeterminate cleavage. Equal means 2 equal cells are produced. Holoblastic means the total whole separate cell are produced. And indeterminate means this type the fate of the cell is not predetermined. The fate of the cell is not predetermined. So Question 2 is the correct answer. Next question, 26th 7 number question, Gypt ET. Gypt means zygote, intrafallopian, embryo transfer, or embryo transfer. That means collect sperm from male donor and egg from female donor, then they in test tube they fertilize and produce a zygote 2 to 8 cell stage. Then it transfer into the fallopian tube of the female body. Why this technique is used? Because if female is sterile and provide unfavorable environment for implantation, if female is fertile and provide unfavorable environment for implantation, if female is fertile and unfavorable environment for fertilization but favorable for implantation, because when this embryo is transferred, it implant into the uterus, that means the female body is favorable for implantation but non-favorable for fertilization. That is question answer number 3. 28 number question says, hand of man, wing and bat. Man, wing of bat and flipper of seal represent. Man, bat and seal all are mammals, but they adapt in different environmental condition differentially. So the mammals to different environmental condition, that is man in land, bat in air and seal in water. That means this represents the homologous organ. Homologous organ. That means the ancestors are common, but in different conditions they survive by adapt in differentially. That is homologous organ, and that represent divergent evolution. Divergent type of evolution. Clear? That is homologous organ. 29 number question, Lamarck theory. Lamarck theory, struggle for existence. A struggle for existence is proposed by Darwin. Darwin theory, struggle for existence, and use and disuse by Lamarck. Biogenetic law or recapitulation theory by Ernst Haeckel. Clear? And Lamarck theory, the theory of continuity of germplasm is proposed by August Weismann. So correct option is biogenetic law or recapitulation theory or ontogeny repeats phylogeny is proposed by Ernst Haeckel. Question number 30. If there is deficiency of surfactant, what is surfactant? Surfactant is a chemical substance that prevent the alveoli, lungs alveoli from collapse or breakdown. Surfactant, the disease is respiratory distress syndrome. Because if the surfactant is absent, the alveoli is collapsed, and when alveoli collapsed, the contraction and relaxation of the alveoli is inhibited. So the patient feel the breathing problem. Okay. Disease. The Bohr effect. On which of the following statement correctly define the Bohr effect? What is Bohr effect? Bohr effect Oxygen has the affinity to hemoglobin. Okay. So when oxygen is bind with hemoglobin and when oxygen detached from hemoglobin, this is represented by scientist Bohr in 1904. Hemoglobin oxygen binding affinity is inversely related both to the acidity and to the concentration of carbon dioxide, because when the concentration of carbon dioxide increase, carbon dioxide combine with water and produce H2CO3, okay, hydrogen bicarbonate. H2CO3, then H2CO3 break in the H plus and HCO3 minus. This acidic condition break down the HbO2 combination H plus Hb plus O2. O2 is released from hemoglobin. Now, when CO2 concentration is high or H plus concentration high or temperature increase or 2,3-diphosphoglyceride concentration is high, that is oxygen dissociation. This is called oxygen dissociation curve. Oxygen dissociate from hemoglobin. When these features are increased, when this feature decrease, the oxygen bind with hemoglobin. Clear? The P50 with the increase in CO2 concentration. P50 means partial pressure 50. P50 with decrease in pH, and P60 with decrease in pH, P50 with decrease in CO2. Which of the following statements correctly define raise in when P50 is increase in CO2 concentration, partial pressure 50, that is P50 with increase in CO2 concentration. Option number right 1. 32 number question says the amount of air remaining in the alveoli at the end of the quiet respiration is called tidal volume, inspired reserve volume, inspiration capacity, and functional residual capacity. That is 4. Question answer 4. Suppose now when we normally breathe, near about 500 ml of oxygen we can take and breathe out. This is called tidal volume. Clear? So when the functional residual volume is the minimum amount of oxygen that present in the alveoli to maintain the alveoli proper function or structure, that is near about 2500 ml. Inspiration capacity means tidal volume plus oxygen taken by forcefully, that is called inspiration capacity. Inspiration reserve volume, when breathe out forcefully, the amount of oxygen present in the lungs, that is called inspiration reserve volume. Tidal volume, normal amount of oxygen that we can breathe in and out in every time, that is 500 ml of oxygen. So the correct option of this question is functional residual capacity. Thank you for watching this video. The part 2 is coming soon. Thank you.